Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, once again with another video on Legends of Tomorrow Season 2. Now this is going to be my trailer breakdown for episode 17, otherwise known as the finale, so this is the last episode for Legends of Tomorrow Season 2, and it is otherwise entitled Aruba. But before we get into anything else, let's actually watch the trailer.
We have a plan to put reality back as it was.
We have returned to 1916.
The legends are here.
Wait, there are two sets of legends?
We're not imposters!
Guys, we've got company.
Hold on!
Gideon, fire!
Isn't that adorable?
DC's Legends of Tomorrow season finale Tuesday at a special time, 8/7 Central on the CW.
So as I said, this is the finale for Legends of Tomorrow Season 2, so we should expect two things to happen for sure. Those are, number one, obviously for this season's story involving the Legion of Doom and the Spirit of Destiny to wrap up completely. And the second thing is for the show to set up the events of Season 3, which producers said would happen. Now this could be with the villains being revealed, new members joining with others leaving, or it could be similar to last season's finale where we meet Rex Tyler, who set up the whole JSA portion early on this season. Now we do have a synopsis or description for this episode, unlike Supergirl, Flash and Arrow for their next episodes because they're over a month away. Now we will go over that before jumping into the actual breakdown of the trailer. But before we do that, if you do going to enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like on it to show your support. Just leave a like for the finale. Are you excited? Because I definitely am. Let me know in the comment section down below what you're looking forward to most from this episode going by the trailer. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. As the Legends are about to take off for their next destination, a massive timequake rocks the ship. In order to fix what has happened, they are forced to break the one cardinal rule of time travel. But if they are able to destroy the spear, they will face the ultimate consequence. So the trailer starts off with us seeing the Waverider just, floating in the air, almost in a place of complete emptiness. As the synopsis does say, the ship is rocked by a timequake, so you would assume this shot is at some point following that timequake. This is then when we see the remaining legends in the reality we saw last episode working out a way in which to set things straight. And that is to go back to just before the point in which the Legion of Doom acquire the Spirit of Destiny and actually prevent them from causing this much darker reality that they are now in. You can see that they are in Ray's janitor hideout thing, but one thing I did forget to mention in my review yesterday was Professor Stein and how he didn't get his memory fixed by that invention that Ray made, due to the fact that Jax in that reality was very mean to him and he didn't trust him at all. So they could also be here to fix the device that Ray made, or they could be going back without Stein as well as Vixen, as she obviously was killed by Captain Cold last episode. So I have no idea what that's going to mean for Stein, if he's somehow affected by that. Hopefully not, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Now, that place that they are going to is of course World War I, 1916 to be exact, and is going to be like deja vu, basically, but the Legends will have to be pretty careful in what they do when they come back here, since they have already travelled back to this time, and as they do mention last episode, interacting with yourself in a place where you've already been, time can fold in on itself, and it's, the cardinal rule, I guess, of time travel not to do that. We see Eobard Thawne and Malcolm Merlin rocking up to warn Damien and Captain Cold that the Legends are back in this time. But with Malcolm saying there are two sets of Legends in a sort of confused, irritated way, it does suggest that Captain Cold or Damien have said they are already here, but in a different location. And this is when we see the Legends that we saw last episode in that new reality, meeting the past Legends, I guess you could call them, in 1916s. The ones initially trying to destroy the spear with the blood of Christ. We do see Stein here, and you would have to think this is the one initially in 1916, not the one from the new reality from last episode. This is the older version of Jax, as he is wearing a different shirt to the one trying to tell the older Legends not to attack them. So we are most likely going to get two teams in this episode mixed up with the old and new Legends, but in a way in which two of the same character aren't on the same group. So the old Sarah the old Sarah would be on one team, the new Sarah on the other team, and so on and so forth with the rest of the characters, apart from Martin, Stein, and Amaya or Vixen, because they're most likely not going to be with the future people from the new reality. Hopefully that's clear. Now, J.R.R. Tolkien will be back in this episode as he was in the initial episode that we came back to in 1916. So there will most likely be a few more Lord of the Rings references, because why not? Now we see the Waverider do this like crazy thing here where it starts spitting and like emitting some like green energy or gas. I have no clue what is going on here, but let me know in the comments section below what you think is going on here, because it looks really strange. Maybe it's some technique to avoid fire on the ship, you know, like ammunition or something, who knows. Now this is a pretty cool part of the trailer as we see Black Flash show up again. Now I'm not surprised he is showing up again in the finale or this episode, as he would still be chasing Eobard Thawne, especially if he is using his speed. This shot of him, however, is from that episode that he initially showed up in earlier this season. But I'm guessing they have done that so they don't spoil when he would be showing up in the actual episode. You know, if he showed up in 1916 running around causing a mayhem, they wouldn't want to spoil that in the trailer, would they? So that makes the decision to reuse the footage extremely understandable. And of course, Legends of Tomorrow would chuck in that silly stinger at the end of the trailer with Rip and his teeny tiny Waverider shooting at Damien Darhk, who proceeds to call it adorable, which I guess it is. I'm not going to lie there, I have to agree with Damien. Now a couple of big things to end off the video that aren't in the trailer. The first thing is that Laurel Lance will be in this episode at some point. You would have to think it's going to be a quick scene. I can't say it being too big of a thing. It might be something to do with the Spear of Destiny, like it's the last like grasp that the spear makes before it's destroyed is giving all the legends what they would want. So if you remember, I know it's a weird thing to compare, but if you remember the Suicide Squad, when the Enchantress is putting those like visions in like the hero or the Suicide Squad's eyes, and you see what they most want and stuff like that, I'm assuming this is what the scene with the Spear of Destiny will be. So it will show Sarah with Laurel alive and them doing something together. It will show Rip and maybe his family. It would show Nate and maybe his his grandfather, sorry, or something along those lines. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me with Mick if it just showed him at a buffet, all you can eat with unlimited beer, something weird like that. And with Ray, it would show him and his wife maybe. But I'm just assuming that's what's going to happen, because I don't know how they could bring Laurel in. It's not like they'd go randomly to 2016 or something when Laurel died just for the sake of it. You would think this is what they're going to do, and just show what everyone would want if they could rewrite reality with the Spear of Destiny. And the other thing, I guess, is a point that I made earlier with two things that the finale should do. The first one, obviously, is finishing the story for this season, and the second thing is setting up stuff for season 3. And they have said there will be stuff set up at the end of this episode for season 3. So one of the big rumors is characters coming in. Now, it's difficult because it is on a week where the other shows aren't on. So it's going to be difficult for them to bring in a character from one of those shows that character is currently on. So they couldn't bring in Wild Dog. It'd be difficult to bring in Jesse Quick, Martian Manhunter, or anything like that. So this gets me excited that we actually might get introduced to a new member of the Legends that we haven't met before, that could be like a big, relatively big character in DC Comics. I don't know who they would do. I'm just going to wait till they show it on the episode. I don't really want to theorize about it. But let me know in the comment section below which character you would actually like to see, because there is a lot of characters they could use. Like they could be some members of the JSA from the comics that didn't appear in this season of Legends. Or they could just tease the villain. I don't think they're going to bring back like Hawkman and Hawkgirl. I'd be very, very surprised if they did that. Or they could do something where maybe Captain Cold somehow rejoins the fray. Who knows what they're going to do. But there's going to be a lot of setup. Well, maybe not a lot, but a decent amount of setup going into season 3. Because I think they want to get people excited for it. Because I remember that thing at the end of season 1 where they hyped up the JSA. I think that got a lot of people very, very excited for season 2. It wasn't just something like, oh, okay, I'm looking forward to that, I guess. It was something that got a lot of people excited, and I think got people to watch season 2, because season 1 wasn't that great of Legends, but I think this season has been very good, and I think it helped its ratings, the fact that it got people excited from the right at the end of last season by announcing that JSA would be a part of this season. But sorry for rambling on. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like. Let me know in the comment section below anything about this video. What are you looking forward to most in the finale of Legends of Tomorrow Season 2, and what character would you like to see join the Legends for next season that is realistic? Don't say Batman, don't say Superman, something realistic. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.